Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading a Rengoku Listener by me. So let's get into it. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden glow over the training grounds. The air was still cool, and the only sounds were the rhythmic clashing of practiced swords, and your breathing, and the distant chirping of birds. You gripped your own sword tightly, sweat dripping down your forehead. Your muscles screamed in protest. But you pushed through. Again, you muttered to yourself, adjusting your stance. You'd been training ever since before dawn, determined to perfect your form. Ever since joining the Demon Slayer Corps, you'd pushed yourself harder than ever. There were so many expectations, from others and from yourself, and you truly couldn't afford to fail. But exhaustion clung to your body like a heavyweight. Every step felt slower, every breath more labored. Still, you kept going. Sweetheart! The sudden voice startled you, and you turned to see none other than Rengoku, his unmistakable golden hair glowing under the sunlight, his vibrant eyes filled with that ever present flame, locked onto yours. Good morning. I see you've been training hard, he said, his usual exuberance evident. He forced a smile, trying to steady your breathing. Good morning, Rengoku. I didn't expect to see you here so early. There was not much to do tonight. I finished early, he said, striding closer. Sweetheart, you look... you look exhausted, he muttered, his brows furrowing. I'm fine. Just a bit of extra training. Don't worry about it. He studied you for a moment, clearly unconvinced. You've been pushing yourself too hard. I can handle it, he replied, though the strain in your voice betrayed you. Really, You couldn't continue. The world suddenly tilting. The warmth of the sun faded, the ground rising up to meet you. You felt your legs give out, the sound of Rengoku's voice distant, as your vision blurred, and the last thing you heard was him calling your name. You awoke to the soft crackling of a nearby fire. The scent of burning wood mingled with the crisp evening air. A warm, heavy blanket was draped over you, and a cool cloth resting on your forehead. Slowly, your eyes fluttered open. The sight of Rengoku kneeling beside you came into focus. His fiery hair framed his face, the glow of the fire highlighting the worry etched into his features. You're awake. Thank God, he said, relief evident in his voice. You tried to sit up, but a gentle hand on your shoulder stopped you. Easy now. You collapsed from exhaustion. You need rest. You blinked, the memories of the morning rushing back. Shame twisted in your chest. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry you. He interrupted, his tone firm, but gentle. My love, you have nothing to apologize for. But I should have been stronger. I should have... Strength is not only measured by how much you can endure. Pushing yourself until you collapse is not the mark of a warrior. It's the mark of someone who's forgotten their own limits, he said, his eyes searching yours. His words truly struck deep, and you averted your gaze, guilt gnawing at you. I didn't want to fall behind. Everyone else is so skilled, and I need to be better. Rengoku's expression softened. You're dedicated, and your determination is admirable. But even the strongest of flames burn out without fuel. He felt the warmth of his hand as he cupped your cheek, his thumb brushing away a stray tear. You're not alone. We fight together, and I would rather see you rest than see you suffer. Needlessly. The sincerity in his voice caused your chest to tighten. For so long you had carried the weight of expectations alone. But here he was, Rengoku, your mentor, and your love, reminding you that you didn't have to. Thank you. Really. He whispered, your voice trembling. And his smile was as bright as ever. Good. Now that you're awake, perhaps a small meal will help restore your strength. You couldn't help but chuckle softly. You're always thinking about food somehow, aren't you? He laughed, the sound echoing through the clearing. You're right, but it will help you recover, will it not? And he was correct. He busied himself with a small pot resting over the fire. The scent of miso soup filled the air, and the sight of him carefully preparing it brought a strange sense of comfort. Rengoku, why do you care so much? I mean, I'm just another demon slayer. He turned to you, his expression unwavering. You're not just anything. You're strong, kind, and courageous. And he hesitated, then smiled softly at you. You mean a lot to me. You know that. I feel the same. You mean the world to me, Rengoku. His grin widened. Then you must promise me something. Anything, you replied. Take care of yourself. Not just for the corpse, or for duty, but for yourself. You are worth protecting, Wayan. And you must know that. The weight of his words settled over you, bringing both comfort and resolve. I will. I promise.